こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask me at any time. We're going to continue with immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
人気絶頂、ファンも急増、おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調。人気絶頂、
人気風潮、let's see. 不安も、
ファンも急増、おまけにワイの
let's see. おまけにワイのしゃべり No, shaberi. Oh, that's right. Shaberu chatter. So shaberi would be its noun form. Wait. Shaberi would only be its noun form if it was a godon verb. Let's see. Shaberu. It is a godon verb. It's one of the few iru eru verbs that are actually godon. Shaberu. So that's to talk, to chat in noun form, shaberu. So like chat as a noun, so ninki. Sekcho, so height of one's popularity, peak of one's popularity. Ninki, see, popularity, public favor, in other words, person in mind, or in other words, a person on someone's mind, I guess, aka popularity. Ninki. And then Zecho, Zekcho, so top of a mountain, summit, peak, height, zenith. See, it's made from discontinue, sever, cut, abstain, interrupt, suppress, beyond, without match, place on the head, receive, top of the head, summit, peak. So head interruption, aka the top of a mountain, I guess. Zetcho. So Ninki Zetcho, peak of popularity, let's see. Fuan, fan, enthusiast, lover. Lover of, so let's see, electric fan. So Fan. Oh yeah, not Fuan, but yeah, Fan. Yeah, this just makes the FA sound because it's a small a here, so Fan. So Ninki Secho, Ninki Zetcho. It's a Daku 10 there, so Zetcho. Ninki Zetcho Fan Mo. Kyuzo, rapid increase, sharp rise, proliferation surge. It's a pseudo verb noun, or in other words, a meishi. Kyuzo, and it's made from Q, which means hurry, has this hurry meaning to it. Sudden, abrupt, urgent. Yeah, here we go. Isogu, to hurry up, to rush. The second kanji is increase, add, augment. Fueru, to increase, basically, to multiply. So a rapid increase, essentially, is the kanji. Or kyuzo. Let's see. So ninki zecho fan mo kyuzo omake. Something thrown in with the purchase, something extra, free gift, freebie giveaway. See, omake ni why no shaberi. So my conversation, my chat. So with my conversation chat, let's see, Zekocho, in perfect form, going swimmingly. Let's see, this comes from Zeko, best, ideal, perfect. See, abstain, interrupt, suppress, beyond, without, match, peerless, unparalleled, and fond, pleasing, like something. So without match and pleasing makes it perfect, best, ideal. Zeko. So, and then Zeko Cho. Shiraberu. To examine, to look at, to investigate. Okay, so it has that kind of meaning. Shiraberu. So the best investigation is perfect, ideal for what? Let's see, Kocho is favorable. Satisfactory, Kocho. Zeko, best, ideal. Zekocho in perfect form. Kyodoshi. So, Ninki Zecho fan. So, peak of popularity fan. Mo Kyuzo So rapid increase. So let's see, with the rapid increase of the peak popularity fans. Let's see, omake ni wai no shaberi mo. So with an extra, let's see, of my chatter is in perfect form. Let's see, is that kocho? Please explain the grammar of. This phrase is a series of clip clauses typical of headlines, captions, or casual spoken commentary describing a situation where something is extremely popular, gaining fans rapidly, and additionally, the speaker's own talking performance is in top form. Let's see breakdown. So, Ninki Zekcho. When combined, they form a compound noun meaning the peak of. Okay. It's so popularity at the peak. In other words, yeah, when combined, they form a compound noun meaning the peak of popularity. In a full sentence, this would often be followed by a copula like da or des to say it is peak popularity, or used adverbially as ninki zekcho no. Okay. Okay, to modify now. Here it stands alone to set the context. The subject is currently maximally popular. Second segment. Banmo Kyuzo. Banmo Kyuzo describes a current trend. So fan, a loan word in English meaning fan, mo, particle meaning also too, even. In this context, it suggests that in addition to being at the peak of popularity, the previous state, the number of fans is also growing. It can sometimes imply even more fans are increasing as emphatic point. So, Kyuzo. It's a noun or pseudoverb meaning sudden increase or rapid growth. Like the first segment, the verb pseudo to do or shite iru doing is omitted. The full thought is fans will rapidly increase. Okay, so this is an intensely shortened statement that's supposed to have like shite iru or pseudo in it, but it's been clipped because it's understood what it's supposed to mean. See, the third segment, omake ni, is a conjunctive adverb linking the previous positive events to the next one, meaning in addition, or on top of that to boot, furthermore. Okay. In addition to that, okay. It is often used in add information that compounds the previous statement. Yeah, so omake means extra. So with extras, in other words, in addition to that, and it's not meant to modify the, since it's after it says. So let's see, it's often used to add information that compounds the previous statement, while it can be used for negative additions, example, it rained, and on top of that, I forgot my umbrella. Here it is used to stack another positive attribute onto the existing success. It signals that the speaker is about to mention an extra benefit or a circumstance that accompanies the popularity of fan growth. So if I so why no shaberi mo zekkocho? Why a casual, often regional concept dialect or old-fashioned first-person pronoun meaning I? Okay. Is less formal than watashi. Okay, no. Possessive. Okay. Shaberi, a noun derived from the verb shaberu, to talk, to chat. It means talk, speech, chatting, or commentary. In the context of streaming or broadcasting, refers to the host's ability to entertain through speech. Mo, okay. Again, the particle also. This implies that just as the popularity and fan count are higher, the speaker's talk is also in good state. So the speaker's commentary is in peak performance. Okay. Let's see. Zekkocho, a not adjective or noun meaning in excellent condition, in the top form, or very favorable. It is frequently used in sports or performance contexts to describe peak physical or mental state. Does this mean that Ninki Zecho, Ninki Zecho is not modifying fun? Yes, Zinki Zekcho is not directly modifying fan in this specific sentence structure. Independent clause verse modification. Zinki Zekcho. If Zinki Zekcho would modify fan, the phrase would typically require the possessive attributed particle no to link them, forming. Okay. Okay. In your sentence, Zinki Zekcho stands alone as a complete thought, a noun predicate with an omitted is. In other words, the da or des has been dropped. Set in the scene, it is the peak of popularity. So, it is the peak of popularity. Fans are rapidly growing. In addition to that, my commentary is in top performance. That's essentially what he's saying. Okay, konnichiwa, Emma. Genki desu ka? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Konnichiwa, Wild Arms 420. Genki desu ka? How are you doing? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So, Ninki Zekchoi, Fanmo Kyuzo, Fanmo Kyuzo, so Ninki Zekcho, Fanmo Kyuzo, Omakeni Waino, Shaberi mo Zekko cho Zekkocho. Why no shaberi mo Zekkocho. Kini Kini Zekcho. So Kini Zekcho Fanmo Kyuzo. Kini Zekcho Fanmo Kyuzo. Omakeni why no shabari mo Zekkocho. Okay. Kini Zekcho Fanmo Kyuzo Omakeni Waimo Shaberi mo Zekkocho. Oh. Yeah, Kiro-chan ni omakase. Leave it to Kiro-chan.
こにゃにゃちは人気絶頂ファンも急増おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調人気絶頂ファンも急増おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好ファンも急増おまけにワイのこにゃにゃちは人気絶頂ファンも急増おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調毎週赤丸チェックゲロちゃんにおまかせファンも急増おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調毎週赤丸チェックゲロファンも急増おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調毎週
Let's see. Maishun.
赤丸チェック
Maishun. Maishu. Akamaru. Let's just see. Wait, why would this... Oh, this is chi, so this is che. Cheku. So every week, Maishu, and then cheku. Or checking. Or check. Akamaru. Interesting, it's not in that dictionary. Akamaru. Please explain the grammar of yes, I stream daily unless there's something that interrupts it. No. I need to get a more consistent time though, but I usually announce it ahead of time. on the social media platform right before our stream. Yeah, my stream every week or weekly, okay. It can be used directly before a verb, maishu iku, go every week, or followed by particles like no to modify a noun, maishu no. Kai something, which is weekly meeting. Oh yeah, kaigi, weekly meeting, okay. Maishu kaigi. Let's see. Akamaru cheku. Aka's red, yes. Okay, maru is circle. In Japanese grading and editing culture, a red circle is traditionally used by teachers and editors to indicate correctness, completion, or approval. This contrasts with Western conventions, where a red X often signifies an error. In Japan, a red circle highlights what is right or what can be verified. So cheku, loan word from English check. So akamaru cheku refers to the act of reviewing content and marking correct items or completed tasks with the red circles. So akamaru cheku. So akamaru cheku refers to the act of reviewing content and marking correct items or completed tasks with red circles. So the weekly akamaru cheku, or the weekly marking what's good. So maishu akamaru cheku.
人気絶頂、ファンも急増、おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調。毎週赤丸チェック、ゲロちゃんにお任せのコーナーがやってきたで。ほな行ってみようか。人気絶頂、ファンも急増、おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調。毎週赤丸チェック、ゲロちゃんにお任せ。
So yeah, Kira-chan ni omakase no konna ga yatte kita de. So it has come time to do the leave it to Kira-chan corner. Well, corner being like a section of a TV program in this case. So it's time for the leave it to Kira-chan segment. So Kira-chan ni omakase no konna ga yatte kita de.
急増、おまけにワイのしゃべりも絶好調。毎週赤丸チェック、ゲロちゃんにお任せのコーナーがやってきたで。みんな準備ええかな。ほな行ってみようか。みんな準備
みんな準備ええかな. So is everyone's preparations good? Or in other words, is everyone prepared? ほな行ってみようか. Shall we go and try to do it, or shall we go? Shall we try and go? So, well, shall we try and go? So, is everyone prepared? Well, shall we try and go? 準備 OK。
お任せのコーナーがやってきたで。みんな準備ええかな。ほな行ってみようか。今日は兄ちゃんの学校成城高校の制服を紹介していくで。
Sure, go ahead. See, so 今日はお兄ちゃんのlet's see, 学校 let's see, 星城 see, 学校 will be students, then Hoshijo, I believe, is the name of the high school. And then Koko is just high school. So today, let's see, students of Hoshijo High School's, let's see, Seifuku uniform. Let's see, it's from System Rule Law and Clothing. So the rule clothing or the uniform. So Seifuku. Let's see. Shoukai shite iku de. So shoukai is introduction, presentation. And then this is a pseudo verb noun, in other words, a meishi. So to make it more like a verb, you put shite, and then we do iku, saying that we're gonna go on from this point on and doing this. It gives sort of like a time directionality to it. So today we're gonna show the older brothers Hoshijo High School's uniforms. Let's see how well the translator said that. Let's see, today I'm going to show off the uniform from my, let's see, older brother's school, Seijo High School. Oh, is this kanji supposed to be read as Seijo? High school. Actually, just listen to what he's saying.
みんな準備ええか。ほな行ってみようか。今日は兄ちゃんの学校成城高校の制服を紹介。
Yeah, Seijo Koko. Yeah, he's saying Seijo. So this kanji right here is supposed to be pronounced as Seijo. So 今日はお兄ちゃんの学校成城高校の制服を紹介していくで。
今日は兄ちゃんの学校成城高校の制服を紹介していくで。これが成城 高校指定の冬服ブレ
あ、これが成城高校。
成城高校指定の冬これが成城高校指定の冬服
Let's see, UB, finger toe digit, Sadano, see, Fuyufuku, winter clothes.
これが成城高校指定の冬服これが成城高校指定の冬服を紹介していくでこれが成城高校指定の冬服
Shiten no, let's see, it sounds like Shiten no Fuyufuku. Okay, so it's having trouble with this word. Stay, okay. Stay is how it's pronounced. Designation, specification, assignment appointed. So designated, okay. これが成城高校指定の冬服. So this is Seijo's High School designated winter clothes. So これが成城高校指定の冬服.
兄ちゃんの学校成城高校の制服を紹介していくでこれが成城高校指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとるんやな雰囲気を出してええやろこれが成城高校指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとる
ブレザータイプになっとるんや. So natorun is probably from natte iru being contracted to, I mean natte iru becoming natte oru because it's a kansai ben, and then natte oru becoming natoru. So continuous of becoming. And it looks like a blazer type continuously becoming. So it is a blazer type. So this is the winter uniform. It's a blazer type. Blazer type ni nattoruんや. so blazer, and then type sort kind. So ブレザータイプになっとるんや。
これが成城高校指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとるんや。シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとるんや。シングルジャケットがこれが成城高校指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとるんや。シングル指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとるんや。シングル
ジャケットがシングルジャケットがシングル let's see. Single jacket. Okay. So single jacket, and this is going to continue from there. Shingle jacket が
これが成城高校指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとるんや。シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。
爽やかな。
これが成城高校指定の冬服ブレザータイプになっとるんや。シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。タイプになっとるんや。シングルジャケットが爽やか
が爽やかな fresh, refreshing, invigorating, pleasant, delightful. 爽やかな Okay, so it's a keiyo doshi or non-adjective. Sawayaka, and then the na is just for applying it. So sawayaka na, then funiki, atmosphere, mood, ambience, aurora, feel. So atmosphere plus surround plus mind or air. Atmosphere, surround, mind, or air, which makes atmosphere, mood, ambience, funiki. So a refreshing atmosphere, and then dashite. So it comes out at the single jacket comes out, or in other words, gives off a refreshing atmosphere. Good, right? It's a single-breasted jacket is what they meant were referring to. Characterized by one column of buttons down the front, center, and a narrow overlap fabric, as opposed to double rows of buttons, or columns of buttons. So, シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。See, as the translator said, a single-breasted jacket gives off a fresh vibe, doesn't it? Or more literally, the single-breasted jacket gives off fresh atmosphere. It's good, right? Okay, continuing. So, シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。
タイプになっとるんや。シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。胸のポッケに交渉がついてるんや。
something のポケに
ジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。胸のポッケに交渉がついてるんや。
胸のポケに something がついてるんや。Okay, 胸 which is chest, breast, bosom, heart, lungs. Or in other words, we're talking about the pocket in front of the chest you see on formal clothes. See, mune no poke ni kosho, school badge, school emblem. That's made from school and badge. Okay. Kosho ga suiterun. Yeah. So the school badge is attached to the breast pocket. So mune no poke ni kosho ga suiteru nya.
タイプになっとるんや。シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。胸のポッケに交渉がついてるんや。腕持って夏服、白いワイシャツにネクタイついてるんや。腕持って夏服。
ね。でもって夏服白いワイシ let's see ワイシャツoh 白いワイシャツ so there's white then white then shirt にネクタイそう、夏服。 let's see, motte with by means because in addition, let's see, natsu, shiroi, waishatsu. Oh, waishatsu is considered a formal shirt or dress shirt. Interesting. What is the origin of y in waishatsu? Originates from the English phrase white shirt. It is a waiseigo Japanese-made English term that evolved as Japanese speakers abbreviated and altered the pronunciation of white shirt to make it easier to say, shifting white shatsu to white shatsu. Although it is sometimes informally referred to as a Y shirt because the open collar resembles the letter Y. This is a folk etymology without a historical basis. The term originally referred specifically to white dress shirt, which symbolized cleanliness and modernity in the Meiji era Japan, but has since expanded to mean any formal collared business shirt regardless of color, as it's being used here because, as you can see, they're also mentioning a color with it. So shiroi waishatsu, or formal shirt. See, necktie. So let's see, as for summer, I'm guessing it's supposed to be a while here. A white formal shirt with a white formal shirt with a necktie. I believe this list and description, ni list and another description is just a way of listing multiple descriptors. Let's see, please explain the grammar of the term demote is a colloquial contraction of toyu wakede or sorede, often derived from the structure something te. So something te or sorede, or the explanatory inda plus de plus mote. Toyu wake. It adds a conjunctive phrase meaning, and so consequently, with that being the case, or long story short, it is frequently used in storytelling or explanations to skip over detailed reasoning and jump straight to the result of the current situation. In this context, the speaker is likely explaining why they are dressed a certain way, or simply transitioning to describe their appearance after some prior context. So Natsufuku is a compound. Natsu summer and fuku clothes, meaning summer clothes. Okay, here the particle ni indicates the state of being, or in addition, when listing clothing items, especially accessories like ties, glasses, and belts, ni or sometimes to implies along with or combined with. It suggests that the tie is worn in addition to the t-shirt. So unda or unde, okay, plus de plus mote. See, please explain toyu wake de. Translates to so therefore that being the case. Okay, so toyu called, that is to say, wake reason, de particle indication cause or state, because of or in the state of. Together it means because of the reason just stated, or given the conclusion that. So the called reason, and then wait, de particle indicating cause or state. I was right, de can be used for causes. So the said reason cause, or in other words, because of this, because of or in the state of, okay. So here it looks like the words more literally come from nda de mote. Please explain nda de mote. Oh, that's right. Nda de mote. So the previous statement, wrap that up, and then that being the cause. And so having the previous statement as the cause, or holding the previous statement. Yeah, this de is the connecting form, or the te form of the copula da, mote, to hold. So having the previous statement, or taking the previous statement into account. So nde mote, natsufuku shiroi waishatsu ni necktie. So from the previous statement, there's the summer clothes have a necktie with a white shirt. Let's see what the translator says to that. let's see. And then for the summer clothes, a white shirt and a tie. That would be more logical to say in English. Let's see. So, undemote. Yeah, mote from motsu or to hold. Yeah, undemote. Natsufuku shiroi waishatsu ni necktie.
シングルジャケットが爽やかな雰囲気を出してええやろ。胸のポッケに交渉がついてるんや。腕持って夏服、白いワイシャツにネクタイ、袖のラインがポイントやな。ワイシャツにネクタイ、袖のライン。
袖のラインがポイントやな。Sede sleeve. Sede no line. So sleeve line. Pointo, yeah. So the sleeve as the sleeve line points. What? Oh, is the point, or in other words, key feature. So the sleeve line is the point. Okay. Seru no line ga pointo ya na. So the sleeve line is the key feature. Seru no line ga pointo ya na.
交渉がついてるんや。腕持って夏服、白いワイシャツにネクタイ、袖のラインがポイントやな。ほんじゃまケロちゃんチェ。
ほんじゃまケロちゃんチェック。ほんじゃま。Okay, so honjama. This is a pun of the word jama, which means obstruction or interference. By replacing the kanji with the hiragana hon, meaning book, let's see. By replacing the kanji with the hiragana hon, meaning book, it creates a neologism, honjama implying book interference or bookishness. So jama, obstruction. Wait, book interference, Kira-chan chat? What? Okay. Okay. No, I think that's a wrong explanation. Let's see. This is Kansai bin. That usually helps it. Honjama, okay, this is a distinct Kansai dialect contraction. Honjama ni, which is the Kansai equivalent of the standard Japanese honto ni, meaning really or truly. Etymology, it is derived from the kanji truth, true or truth, not from book in obstruction. Okay, as previously misinterpreted. In this context, it functions as an intensifier, translating to real or true. Okay, so in other words, honjamani is basically a Kansai way of saying honto ni. And he's not bothering to say the ni because this is casual Japanese. So honjama, Kira-chan cheku. So the real Kira-chan check. Or the true Kira-chan check. So the translator said, alright then. Wait, can it mean alright? Can honjama mean alright in this context? Let's see. Okay. No, honjama does not mean alright in this context. It is a colloquial Kansai dialect with contraction. Honjama ni. It means really or truly or genuinely. In this phrase, honjama Kira-chan cheku, it acts as an intensifier for the noun that follows. It translates to the real Kira-chan check. Okay, so honjama Kira-chan cheku. And that's probably why they don't have ni here, because it's not being used adverbially. So honjama Kira-chan cheku, or the real Kira-chan check.
服、白いワイシャツにネクタイ、袖のラインがポイントやな。ほんじゃまケロちゃんチェック。兄ちゃんが通学の時に使とるリュックや。チェック。
兄ちゃんが
通学の時に
数学の時に作っとる楽や通学 commuting to school commute. So toki is time, but when used with toki ni here, it's saying when you do something. So when the when the older brother commutes to school, then skotoru, which is from skatte oru, but Kansai Ben can essentially changes it to from skatte iru to skatte oru, and then Kansai Ben not only puts a ko sound instead of ka sound on it as well, so that's skotoru and not just the toru that you normally expect from that contraction. Skotoru, so uses a Vaku. So when the older brother commutes to school, he uses a rucksack, which is a much looser type of a backpack. So 兄ちゃんが使うの時に、スコトル、楽や、so 数学 commuting to school. So 取る is to pass, I believe, right? 取る no, to go by, to go past, yes. So it's passing and then school, so in other words, commuting to school.
なポイントやな。ほんじゃまケロちゃんチェック。兄ちゃんが通学の時に使とるリュックやさくらんとこみたいにしてのもんはないんやで。
Sakura, Toko Mitai. So Sakura's place. Now this could be the time or a physical place. Mitai. So Mitai is like. So it's like Sakura's place. So the Mitai ni. So with like Sakura's place.
つことるリュックやさくらんとこみたいにしてのもんはないんやで。さくらんとこみたいにしてのもんは。
It's UB determine finger digit. Oh. Finger digit determine. Oh, this is Shitei again. For some reason, Shitei is not in this dictionary. So designation. So designated thing. So, and then wanai. So it's not the designated thing. So like Sakura's with a likeness to Sakura's place thing, it's not the designated thing. What? Designated thing doesn't exist? That's why they're saying one eye, so that means designated thing does not exist. Please explain the grammar of Tokuro, the mitai ni, so a non-adjective meaning like or similar to. Ni, adverbial form of the non-adjective modify the following noun, okay. Shitei means designated, specified than mon. Colloquial contraction of mono, things. In concept dialect, mono is frequently pronounced as mon, okay. So the designated thing, okay. Wa, okay. Topic marker nai does not exist. So, yade. So there isn't a designated thing like Sakura's, you know. Oh, saying that there isn't a designated backpack. Like Sakura has a designated backpack. So Sakura and Toko meaning Sakura's place. Why is Toko in this sentence? Is it a reference to Sakura's school? Or what? In this instance, Toko is not a reference to a school, it is simply a colloquial contraction of Toko to mean place. This in casual speech or constant dialect, Toko is frequently okay. So Sakura and Toko means Sakura's place or Sakura's house or Sakura's situation. The phrase Sakura Tokoro mitai ni translates to like Sakura's place or like Sakura does. It compares the current situation to whatever happens or exists at Sakura's place. It does not imply an institution like a school unless the context specifically establishes Sakura's run school. The context is comparing Sakura's school Okay, so let's see. The context is comparing Sakura's school backpack to her older brother's school backpack. In this context, comparing Sakura's school backpack to her older brother's, the grammar remains the same, but the nuance of Toko shifts slightly to mean situation, case, or setup rather than a physical location. Okay, so Sakura's situation or case or setup. So Sakuran Toko mitai ni. So uh, uh, with what? Okay. So compared to like Sakura's situation, or basically her backpack situation, Shite no mono, Shite no mon, wa nine yade. So designated backpack does not exist. So compared to Sakura's situation, he doesn't have a designated backpack. It doesn't exist. Now notice the grammar, they use wanai. If you were to say something like de wanai, you'd be saying the identification of the designated backpack is not existing. In other words, that is not the designated backpack. But they're not saying that that's not the designated backpack. They're saying that the designated backpack doesn't exist. So it's just wanai. So Sakuran toko mitai ni shite no mon wa nai yade.
チェック。兄ちゃんが通学の時に使とるリュックやさくらんとこみたいにしてのもんはないんやで。ほんでこっちが有給はないんやで。ほんでこっち
でこっちが okay. So taking that into account, or in other words, that this is the nde, or it's basically saying from that what was just explained, and then kochi in this direction. So let's see. Let's confirm that. Please explain the grammar of this. Focus on nde. Nde. Conversation from, okay. Let's see. Nde, like no de. No de, so nde. Used to indicate reason or provide explanatory nuance. I think it's having trouble. I think this is supposed to be a transitioning word. Nde kochi ga. So from that, or taking that into account, in this direction.
さくらんとこみたいにしてのもんはないんやで。ほんでこっちが雪うさぎっちゅうやつのカバンみたいにしてのもんはないんやで。ほんでこっちが雪うさぎ
UQ Sagichu. UQ Sagi, so mountain hare, rabbit made of snow with leaves for ears and red berries for eyes. So Yugi Usagi. Oh no, Yuki Usagi. So Snow Rabbit, Yuki Usagi. Wait, is this supposed to be a reference to Yukito? Konnichiwa, Kaga 2023, Genki desu ka? How are you doing? My studies are doing great. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Let's see. I wonder if this is a bad subtitle. Let's listen to what he's actually saying.
さくらんとこみたいにして飲もんはないんやで。ほんでこっちが雪うさぎっちゅうやつのか。
That's interesting. I have a feeling this is supposed to be a reference to Yukito, and I don't know why he's saying Yuki Usagi, which is Snow Rabbit, which is what the kanji for his name is, Snow Rabbit. Let's see, meaning called named. Let's see, Chu. Oh, yeah, that's right. Chu is, let's see. I know Chigao. No, that's Chao. Yeah, Chigao's Chao. This is Chu, which is a Kansai bin way of saying Toyu. So Suchu. So that would imply that, yeah, as for Yuki Usagi, let's see. Yatsu, fellow guy. Kaban. Oh, this is, okay, so this is his bag. That's weird. They've never called him Yuki Usagi at all in this anime. But that's what I think it's trying to actually say. This is Yukito's bag. So Yuki Usagi Kichu Yatsuno Kaban. See. Kage wa I'm good. Genki desu. Toimashita. Let's see. Oshisashi. Oh. Ohisashiburi desu. See, I've not been here for a long time. It's the first time I've seen this avatar of yours.
「はないんやで。ほんでこっちが雪うさぎっちゅうやつのカバン。みんなどうやった？うさぎっちゅうやつのカバン。みんなどうやった？通学の時に使とるリュックやさくらんとこみたいにして飲もんはないんやで。ほんでこっちが雪うさぎっちゅうやつのカバン。みんなどうやった？兄ちゃんのシンデレラカバン。みんなどうや
Mina doyate. So doyate is the concept in is a shortening of doyata. So which is a shortening of do with the dou in the Romanji spelling, then yata. So Mina doyate. How was that? How was that, everyone? Oni-chan no Cinderella. So Oni-chan Cinderella. Notice he's saying Ni-chan and not Oni-chan because he's not talking about his older brother. He's talking about someone else's older brother. So the older brother's Cinderella, and then let's see what he says about it from there. So Mina doyata Oni-chan no Cinderella.
うさぎっちゅうやつのカバン。みんなどうやった？兄ちゃんのシンデレラ。わいは見られへんかったけどなかなかシンデレラ。わいは
mirare hin kata kedo. So as for I, let's see, mirareru. Let's see, miru is to see. Let's see, mirareru would be received, seen. Oh, that's that's right. Can also mirareru could also be able to see. So mirare hinka, and then mirare hinkata. That's a kansai-bin way of doing past conjugation. So as for I have never been able to see that, but let's double check that grammar. Yeah, normally the normal way to conjugate it in the past would be mirare nakata, but here it's mirare hinkata. Please explain the grammar of that. See, mirare, the potential form can do of the verb miru. Okay, so this is potential form. So I've never been able to see that, but this is in reference to a previous line of Ni-chan's Cinderella. So wai wa mirare hen katta kedo.
パンみんなどうやった？兄ちゃんのシンデレラ。わいは見られへんかったけどなかなか迫真の演技やったみたいやな。
Nakanaka. Nakanaka is considerably, let's see, hakushin, realistic, true to life. Let's see, made from urge, force, imminent, spur of the moment, and then truth, reality. So that makes realistic, true to life. So hakushin no engi, acting, performance. Okay, so in other words, realistic acting. So that was considerably realistic acting. Yatta, past of yaru, to do. So they did yatta mitai yana. So it looks like it was considerably realistic acting. Let's see. A translator says looks like it was quite compelling performance. Yeah, generally they associate with realistic with compelling. So nakanaka hakushin. Yeah, nakanaka hakushin no engi. Let's see. Performance and skill engi. So skillful performance or acting. Hakushin. So nakanaka hakushin no engi yatta mitai ya na.
シンデレラ。わいは見られへんかったけどなかなか迫真の演技やったみたいやな。わいに比べればまだまだやけどな。
わいにきべらまだまだやけどな。So 比べれば、so let's see, 比べる to compare, to make a comparison. So わに比べれば, or in other words, if you compare with me, まだまだやけどな. So if you compare with me, they have a considerable way to go, but or in other words, yeah, mada is like still more or a lot more to do essentially. It comes from mada as an until, but when you double repeat it, still more or much more. So why ni kuberaba まだまだやけどな. So let's see. So well, compared to me, if you compare to me, they still have a considerable way to go, but
の演技やったみたいやな。ワイに比べればまだまだやけどな。
honana. Okay, well, bye.
の演技やったみたいやな。ワイに比べればまだまだやけどな。もうケロちゃんなんか大嫌い。
もう、キラちゃんなんか大嫌い. So mo is that interjection of like enough already. That's how it's being used here. Yeah. So it has that already kind of meaning. In this case, it means enough already. Let's see. Kira-chan nanka, or something like Kira-chan. It's a way of putting down someone. You're not, or it's basically a way to be ambiguous, or like throwing a negative shade on someone when you say a noun for like nanka. So if you said something like a car, you're just using it for vagueness, but when you use it with a person, it's like something like a Kiro-chan. It has that implication of how could someone like Kiro-chan do such a thing, kind of thing. So Kiro-chan nanka dai kirai, so strongly disliked. So kirai is as by itself is already a strong dislike, but dai kirai is a very strong dislike. So it had enough, can't stand Kira-chan and strongly dislikes him, or in other words, mo Kira-chan nanka dai kirai. Yeah, confirming something. And this explain the types of nanka, which one is being used. Let's see, is used to express disdain, belittlement, or dismissal, yes. This function is similar to the neutral particle nato, but carries a stronger emotional nuance of negative evaluation or insult. When attached to a person or entity like Kira-chan, it implies the speaker considers the person insignificant, annoying, or unworthy of affection, effectively translated into I hate Kira-chan or whatever. What See, nato, so on in the neutralist. Nankai is in context is derogatory. Here's the origin of this nanka. Nanika. Let's see. This usage is distinct from the adverbial non-ka meaning somehow or for some reason, which is derived from nani-ka but retained the sense of unidentifiable cause rather than dismissive category. The form nante is a synonymous variant that often carries an even stronger nuance of surprise or content. Let's see. Is there any other kind of non-ka besides belittlement? Isn't there one that means some kind of besides the belittling dismissive non-ka has two other very common functions, expressing vagueness, some kind of, in acting as a filler word like. So nanka shikareta, I'm kind of tired. Nanka hin dane, I feel somehow strange. Okay, it feels somehow strange. Filler word. Okay, like casual conversation, nanka is frequently used as a filler word, almost identical to English like. It is used to buy time while thinking, to soften statement, or simply as a verbal habit. Fills pauses, makes speech sound softer, more casual, and introduces topics vaguely. So, nanka kino sa, like yesterday, you know. Sore nanka chigao yo, that's like wrong. The key to distinguish them is context and position. If it follows a noun, it is usually belittlement or humility. If it precedes an adjective or verb, or starts a sentence, nanka samui, it is usually vagueness or filler. Is starting a sentence the filler one? Yeah, starting a sentence with nanka is almost always the filler usage, similar to English word like. When nanka appears at the very beginning of a sentence followed by a comma or a pause, it does not carry belittlement meaning. Instead, it serves to soften tone, making the statement sound less direct or assertive. By time, express a vague feeling. Then nanka before a verb or adjective is the vagueness usage. Yes, placing nanka immediately before the verb or adjective is primarily the vagueness usage, meaning somehow or kind of or for some reason. Konnichiwa, doreta flaws, genki desu ka? How are you? So, もう、キルちゃんなんか大嫌い。
ぎやったみたいやな。わいに比べればまだまだやけどな。ほなな。もうケロちゃんなんか大嫌い。勝手に机の中めちゃくちゃにしちゃうし。もうケロちゃんなんか大嫌い。勝手に
let's see. 勝手に
机の中。
机の中。See, kate. Isn't that has to do something with like stamps or something? Kate ni square no naka underneath the desk. Mecha ku cha ni shi chao shi. Oh, kate, arbitrarily on its own accord, or in other words, selfishly, without asking. Kate ni sque no naka. So this comes from victory and then hand. Kate ni sque no naka wa mechaku cha. Absurd, unreasonable, nonsensical, extreme, senseless, reckless. Mechakucha. Oh, I think I've heard this word before in a song. Let's see. Mechakucha. So, unreasonable or reckless. So, mechakucha shichau. So, mechakucha ni. So, with recklessness or recklessly. So, under the desk, recklessly shichau. To do, to carry out, to perform. Let's sudo. See. Please explain the grammar of shichate is a contraction of shite. Oh, shichate, yeah, shite shimate. Yeah, the tag gets dropped during the contraction, so shichate. So ended up doing. So ended up doing something with recklessness. So selfishly underneath the desk ended up doing something with recklessness, and because of that, so kate ni sque no naka wa mechakucha ni shichau shi. Wait, not under the desk. I meant inside the desk. That's naka. That's right. So selfishly, underneath. Okay, selfishly, inside the desk, he ended up doing something with recklessness, or he recklessly did something. See, and the translator says. See, he just goes and makes a total mess inside my desk. How does that mean total mess? Oh, in addition to unreasonable, it can mean nonsensical or messy. Oh, so ended up doing to the target of messy. Okay, so as carelessly or selfishly, inside the desk, ended up doing messy. In other words, ended up making it messy. In other words, he just goes and makes a total mess inside my desk. So, mecha kucha.
なんか大嫌い。勝手に机の中めちゃくちゃにしちゃうし、お菓子は散らかしたままだし、しょうがないんだから。
次、お菓子は
大嫌い。勝手に机の中めちゃくちゃにしちゃうし、お菓子は散らかしたままだし、しょうがないんだから。
お菓子は次、散らかした。To scatter around, to leave untidy. 散らかす。Transitive. Okay, to leave untidy. So as for candy, left untidy. Oh no, this is a descriptor. So let's see, scattered in its mama or its original state. So candy to be in its left in its untidy original state. What? Then she mo shogunai dakara. Like had enough, but there's nothing that can be done. So shogunai, or there's no way. In other words, there's nothing that can be done. So let's see. Please explain the grammar of let's see. Doing good so far. Nice accent, not gonna lie. Let's see. Where do you get that model from? Okay, this model is actually made in the program Vroid Studio, and I basically used assets that were already in it and some assets from a website it links to that has a bunch of free and paid for assets, and I essentially made this myself between that program and some editing. And I essentially use VSeeFace to run it and Vroid to make it. And you can, like, the shirt I had to custom make that with a paint editor, but I based it off of like an existing Vroid Studio asset. Plan on eventually customizing the hair better as well. Yeah, you can see links to that down below. Ta mama dashi remains as is, and Dashi particle dashi adds a reason or explanation to similar to because or also. Okay, yeah, it's basically da particle with the she reasoning particle. See, shoganai ganain dakara because it can't be helped. Okay. Mo indicates the situation has reached a point where further action is futile or unnecessary. So, explain. Okashi wa chira kashita. Chira kashita mama dashi more. Okay, so chira kashita mama. Okay, this is a ta form of past tense of the transitive verb chira kasu, meaning to scatter or to leave a mess. Using the past tense here implies the action was completed, someone made up the mess, and the state is now okay. Mama, a noun indicating the state is remain unchanged. It translates to just as it is or still. Combined meaning left scattered just as they were. It emphasizes that the snacks were messed up previously and had not been so candy was left in a state of a scattered mess. Okay, that's what they're trying to say. So mo okashi wa, let's see, chira let's see, chira kashita. Okay, okashi wa chira kashita mama dashi mo shoganai dakara. So okashi wa chira kasu makes chira kashita. See, okashi wa chira kashita mama dashi mo shoganai dakara. So, there's so the candy was left scattered, but there's nothing and there's nothing that can be done about it. And in this case, it's referring to the fact that Kiro-chan leaves candy wrappers scattered all in her desk.
にしちゃうし、お菓子は散らかしたままだし、もうしょうがないんだから。じゃなんか大嫌い。勝手に机の中めちゃくちゃにしちゃうし、お菓子は散らかしたままだし、もうしょうがないんだから。あれ？キャロちゃんがいない。お菓子は散らかしたままだし、もうしょうがないんだから。あれ？
あれ、キロちゃんがいない。What? There's no Kira-chan. So, あれ、Kira-chan がいない。
お菓子は散らかしたままだし、もうしょうがないんだから。あれ？キャロちゃんがいない。もしかして家で？
もしかして
ないんだから。あれ？キャロちゃんがいない。もしかして家で？
Oh yeah, Kiro-chan ga inai is probably, it's like Kiro-chan is not here is probably a better translation. So yeah, then もしかして、
ケロちゃんがいない。もしかして家で？
家で、let's see, what is that? Let's see, moshikashi, perhaps, let's see, this is from Mo. Let's see, iede, running away from home, outing, going out, becoming a Buddhist monk, entering the priesthood, running away. So, iede, so that this is literally the kanji for house and exiting house, in other words, running away. So, what is the origin of moshikashi? Okay, so moshikashite, this is from Sudo. So question, to do question, then moshi. Please explain the grammar of focus on origin of moshikashite. See, moshika. Could it be that, or perhaps, yeah. In this structure, moshikashite functions as a bridge. Okay. Moshikashite originates from moshi in the te form of sudo, which is shite. Moshi, this is a standard adverb meaning if or suppose. It is used to set up a hypothetical condition. Historically, it is related to the classical Japanese particle mo and the verbs su evolving to mean even if. Oh, when attached to kashite, this is a te form of sudo meaning to do. When attached to moshi, it literally translates to doing if or having supposed that. Okay, so moshi. Oh yeah, this is. That's right. Just like you, not at the end is used for if. Moshi at the beginning can also be used for if. So it's like to be. Is it if? Or in other words, suppose that. Doing if or having supposed. Okay. So moshi, perhaps, maybe, having supposed. Okay. Or to be doing, is it if or suppose? Moshikashite ie de, or hoe moshikashite ie de, or what, suppose he ran away.
あれ、ケロちゃんがいない。もしかして家で？カードキャプターさくら、さくらとケロの大喧嘩。
Sakura to Kero no ogenka, so ogenka. Ogenka. Big war, huge fight. Genka, cost price. purchase, production cost, manufacturing cost. Let's see, the kanji for ogenka. Ogenka. It uses this kanji. So if I use it without the big in front of it. Genka, core, so sudo verb. Make noun, meishi, so core, brawl, fight, genka, and that comes from noisy, boisterous, and noisy. So core is basically two kanjis for noisy. And then, so ogenka is a big fight. Okay, so Sakura and Kiro's big fight, or Sakura to Kiro-chan no ogenka.
もしかして家出？カードキャプターさくら、さくらとケロの大喧嘩。次回もさくらと一緒にレリース。
So 次回もさくらと一緒にレリース。So next time's release with Sakura.
Card Captor Sakura、さくらとケロの大喧嘩。次回もさくらと一緒にレリース。
質問がありますか? Are there any questions?
ケロの大喧嘩。次回もさくらと一緒に。さくらとケロの大喧嘩。
Okay, if there's no questions, then we're gonna raid, so please stick around for that. Okay, so we're gonna raid Sayui for the first raid. She's currently drawing right now. For the second raid, we're gonna raid Kostas B, who's learning Japanese. Okay, and for the third raid, let's see. We're gonna raid a TV Glamour, who's currently playing Grand Theft Auto. So, 皆さんお気をつけて、また明日. Goodbye everyone, see you tomorrow.